All right, we got some service happening, I think. Let's see. Oh, Tom, do you want to tell us what's happening today?
Yes, we are going to be providing the lunch at the community center for people who come in from out of town to administer the vaccines. They're leaving Sunday the 28th, so today's the day that we're going to give an appreciation lunch. We pretty much have it for volunteers. There's 35 to 40 of them. We're going to be serving between the hours of 1 and 3. And just going to be a small barbecue, and that's it.
So do you have all the help you need?
I think so. If there was one more, I think we could use a hand. We're setting up. Dustin and I talked about it. My daughter Danielle's going to join us. And I think we could use one more hand. I have Sarah, who's going to help us in the first part, and then Dustin the second, and then Danielle and I will be there the whole time. I think maybe one more, just that would be appreciated.
Yeah, anybody have time to go over to the community center? Is that where you're doing it?
Yes.
And help with that? Anybody out there? Like from 1 to 3 or so, I think that would, anybody can do it. Let Tom know. That's a nice thing for us to do, is just kind of thank them for helping us out a little bit. And I suppose, are they doing vaccines tomorrow, or are they not are they vaccinating tomorrow?
I don't know. They are. I see Karen nodding yes. So tomorrow is their last day and they leave Sunday. Is that right, Karen?
The site will still be open. I think they're through Sunday. So their weekend is Monday, Tuesday, and then they work Wednesday through Sunday. And you know, they are staying in a hotel. They get bussed up to the center every day. They have had days that they have vaccinated upwards of 1,000 people in our community. And have just stayed on site day in and day out to get this community vaccinated. And none of them are from the area. As Tom said, there's about 40 people that have come, nurses that have come and stayed in this area for the last 6 weeks to get our community vaccinated. And really, really appreciate Sunrise stepping up to recognize them, because they've done a tremendous job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you, Tom, for organizing that. And it's also, I guess, if you go by and help and you haven't gotten your vaccine yet, they might sneak one in. Since you're giving them a hamburger, they might trade you in vaccine. So such a deal, I tell you. All right, thanks, Tom. Thanks, team that's doing that. And then we had our backpackers, Stephanie and John. Pretty good. Who's up next week? Mike? I hope you're getting some help.
I think I might
Vanessa. Vanessa's helping.
Vanessa's helping? All right. So it's another Griffin pack job, right? I'm going to miss it. All right. Awesome. So all I can say is when I Googled exotic locales to get a picture, this is what came up. And I thought, well, it wasn't the only thing that came up, but it came up. So I thought I would share it and ask, because, you know, sometimes you start out for a 3-hour tour and you end up doing remarkable things somewhere in the world. So, and how many people have no idea who these people are? All right. So Charlie, you want to give us a report, World Community Services report? Yep.
Timing is perfect. We've got grinding going on in the background. So
well, But why wouldn't you? You're a coffee person. You should always have that going in the background.
Exactly. So World Community Services Committee hasn't been meeting monthly because we had dispersed all of our funds. However, we met this last month because we wanted to have a wrap up and then also talk about just getting started for our new year as Ian comes on. And so what we did is we did just that. We talked about just kind of reviewed what we had done this last year and spent our funds. We have one outstanding item that we petitioned the board for, which is the additional funding that our committee received following one of our fundraisers. I believe it was the Taste. We agreed that we would send that to the Navajo Water Project, additionally sending those additional funds there. And just because the timing, COVID, their grant timing and whatnot, they requested that we hold those funds and send it to them after July. So that's what we petitioned the board permission for, and they agreed. So that is a holdover that will happen. Other than that, we're complete. And so discussion turned to, what do we want to do this coming year? And discussion was had around the idea of, do we want to, look and focus more inward, although we are the International World Community Services Committee. So our focus is outward. That it was a good discussion and preliminarily the committee agreed that we wanted to prioritize additional help for the Navajo Water Project. There's still quite a bit of excitement and desire to continue with Guatemala. There aren't a lot of places in the world that are opening up around COVID and both safe health-wise and otherwise, but Guatemala is one of those. And the organization that we worked with last year is doing a really good job around COVID and safety. In addition to that, at least 2 of the 4 clubs locally that participated are interested in potentially taking on a larger role and maybe like co-hosting something around Guatemala. So Guatemala was on the list. Additionally, we were looking at potentially other work in Pakistan, and there's, I believe, a talk that's going to occur. I believe it's next week, and Howard, please jump in and correct me if that's incorrect, but I believe Cebu is going to come and give us a talk about the work that's being done there. And then we were, certainly open to other new ideas as they show up, but definitely considering how we can be true to our work internationally, but still focusing on things that are hands-on and more maybe like the Navajo Water Project, where it's even within our own borders. So to be determined there. So that was the work of the WCS committee, and excited about this coming year.
Thank you, Charlie. Now, I vote that you guys do Guatemala again, because I have about 15 shirts in my house that I need to, this COVID thing happened, and Charlie, when during COVID, you make some quick decisions and you're trying to, make sure you have everything figured out. And Charlie figured out that during COVID, she didn't need this box of shirts at her house, but that Maggie as president should have them. And so Maggie as president has these shirts that I want to, we're going to do a fire sale, folks. If anybody, they are really nice shirts. They're They're very nice. They're good for hot weather, and I'm going to either sell them or give them away. But if you guys go again, we could just tape out the 0 and put a 1 or a 2 or whatever we put on there, and then they're multi-year shirts. And I am going to pass these on as a presidential pass on, but I'm not going to pass them to Ian. I'm going to pass them to AJ because it happened in his year. So, so AJ, you've got a box of shirts coming to you, minus any shirts that people want to purchase. And I think I'm going to sell these for $5 a piece. So if anybody wants an extra shirt, we won't do it today, but I will get ready for your trip to Guatemala and buy a shirt. Thank you, Charlie. And thank you, Gilligan.
Thanks, little buddy.
Hello, buddy. All right. I put this up here just to remind us this is happening. I don't know, Dustin, if you, I don't see Brandon here, but if you know of anything happening on the front, on the golf front.
Nothing new. We're just we are just taking spots right now for people who want to buy teams or sponsorships to play in the tournament. Our initial plan was to start advertising it publicly around May 17th. And so we wanted to reach out to the people who played last year. I think this year we have the opportunity to do the shotgun start because COVID the regulations won't be in place, so we can all be out there at the same time. Or last year we did it staggered. So give and take there, because if you do a shotgun start, that means you limit the amount of teams you can get in there. When you do a staggered start, you can sneak a few more teams in there. But either way, if you played last year and you want to play again this year, the early registration will assure you a spot on the course. So you can reach out to me or Brandon or Melinda or AJ or Brian Plumley and let us know if you want to play again, and we'll be reaching out to y'all as well. So and again, it's just going to be a really fun tournament. We're going to gear it towards fun and a good day on the course. And so we had a great time last year, and we'll be able to have more volunteers this year and more fun at each hole. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be great. If you want to be part of the committee, let us know, because we do need help, and we will need more help as it gets closer to the date. So that's the update.
Thank you. That's great. I just, I mean, I listened to every word our district governor-elect says, but I also was multitasking, and I was looking at the chat and saw a lot of you put notes in there to me about my kitty service and my chauffeur needs. So I appreciate that, and I will get back to you. Thank you, guys. Okay. I just think everybody, whoops, I'm going to stop. I just think you're all excited that I'm leaving town. So you want to make sure I get out of town. It'll be interesting to see if anyone wants to pick me up from the airport. And when I come back, we'll worry about that. You know, by the way, there's a real problem at the airport because, well, there's a problem, as you probably have all heard, that first of all the rental car companies got rid of all their rental cars during COVID. And so there's no rental cars and things are now really expensive, but there's also no airporter service. So all these people are coming into town and have no way to get away from the airport. So there might just be a whole new village that starts up there of people who fly in to visit us, and they anyway, it's kind of goofy, but okay, we're moving on. So we're going to move on. The Diversity and Equity Committee has something to share. I'm going to let you share, Mike, and yeah, I will let you share your screen if you're ready.
You are muted, Mike.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Can you see my screen?
no.
Okay. I'm not doing something right. What do I do, Maggie?
Well, let me make sure. Can other people see a screen? Because sometimes because of my setup, I don't. Does anyone see? No one sees a screen. Okay, well, let me go ahead and share the one I have, and we'll just, we'll manage. Is that going to be okay, Mike?
I guess so. I'll just go ahead and start,
Yes.
my presentation, short and sweet. The diversity committee, has a lot of different things going on, and I was doing some research and actually got this from the high school that I used to teach at many years ago. They're considering an ethnic culture class. Anyway, in society, that is rapidly diversifying and becoming more complex. The study of different human groups helps develop skills that express collectively and collaborative thought, interpersonal communication strategies, how to show cultural relevance, and equity-driven skills. So what I thought about was in this short presentation is that these are things that we could ask ourselves in our daily life, in our business life, every single day. Are we effectively listening to other people? Are we giving voice to people in need, etc.? I want to open this up to discussion and see what more we could do with this. So if anybody wants to jump in and tell me what you think, I'm open now.
Thank you, Mike. Any kind of initial reactions or thoughts on this? It is designed for us to be thinking about in our work, in our lives.
Every day.
Any additional thoughts? Romy, I want to say hi to you and see if you have any thoughts, but I also want to check in to see how are you now green?
It's Green and Gold Friday. Go Jacks.
Oh my God.
See, I'm coordinated. Yeah. And this will be with me for the next 3 weeks. Then what color should I get next, friends? Okay, no, we'll go back to this diversity thing. One of the ways that that I am finding, or that I think that our club could be doing this, is look for opportunities to partner with people and organizations in the community that you have not been part of before. And I think that's one of the most beautiful ways that we collectively can expand our reach and build new collaborations. For example, in the last few years, I joined NAACP and ACLU, and so just and then working with organizations, Centro del Pueblo and Black Humboldt, and for example, if you guys don't remember, we sponsored the Success in Both Worlds for the Native American student conference that the students put on, and so it's opportunities like that. We need to be looking in our community for ways that that we can find families and organizations and groups that we haven't worked and partnered with before, and build ways that we expand our reach and invite others to join and collaborate with us. And so every one of us has the opportunity to be a sunriser and a part of another organization. And constantly, as I'm at those other meetings, I'm trying to sort of operate in a way that I'm representing both all the time. And that's the way that we can be looking for how our club can be part of the work that's happening in new and exciting ways to serve new members of our community that we haven't done outreach with and for before.
Thank you, Romy. Appreciate that. I can take one last comment and then I want to move on to our speaker. Anybody have a last comment or thought about this? Well, I can't move on to our speaker. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Thank you, Mike, for bringing this to us. Thank you to the committee. I also want to tell everyone to check the chat because Sarah put something in there that is happening with Rotaract. Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. Appreciate you putting that in there. So I'd like to go on to, oh, got to tell you this first. We've got our international convention coming up. Now that we've gotten through district, it's time to be thinking about June 12th through 16th. It's going to be a great convention and you don't have to fly anywhere. You don't have to stand in line. You don't have to, well, you don't get to see wonderful new places, but you will get an opportunity to meet other Rotarians and learn a lot of good stuff. So sign up for that. Raffle.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Let's see who's going to win today. We have $70 is the big pot, so let's see who's going to win.
I've been mesmerized.
It's Rebecca today. Let's see if she's going to win the big pot. $5. I'll add that to your credit there, Rebecca. And let's try it again. And that's Lori.
Go, Lori. Lori.
$5. We'll skip the dollar on the table thing. Better luck next time for everybody. It'll be $80 next week.
Yeah, we're just waiting. We're just all waiting for the pot to get a little bigger. All right. Thank you, Nick.